Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. We're here in Nullsec in another Canet ship, not the Bane this time, but the Apocalypse. It's an Apocalypse with a Canet skin. And I'm going to be using this to do some basic Nullsec ratting. I wanted to do it for two reasons. One is that I want to just use a ship that resembles a bit and matches the awesome Bane Dreadnought I've got. I wanted to test out perhaps the Bane, but unfortunately now I've noticed that right now at this point in time there's no neutrals in the system, but for the last maybe 10-15 minutes I've been looking at having seen people come in and out. We've got fleets roaming here left, right and centre, so I don't think it seems to be such a safe time to take out the Bane to do anything. So I wanted to use the Apocalypse to do some routing here in Nullsec, another Canet ship that I think looks amazing here. But another reason is I also want to test a strategy here where I use the ship to rat in a way which makes it relatively safe, not 100% safe, but relatively safe to do this in the really high bounty risk modifier systems. Like you can see here, 200% bounty risk modifier, so that's going to be a dangerous system to do ratting here. But I want to see if it's possible that we can do the strategy that I'm thinking of doing successfully. So if we warp in here, I want to just see if we can align out all the time, and if it is safe, if we just keep blasting away at the NPCs, we just stay out aligned all the time. So then it's an easy way, so that say as soon as someone lands on the grid, then we just hit warp and that's it. So I'm thinking that's something we could do. No, I don't think it's... I have a feeling that what could happen here is that perhaps we'll get out of range of our pulse layers, so we'll have the low damage ammunition, but otherwise I think it could work. It could work decently. The DPS of the Apocalypse is not as great as the polarized Manticore, unfortunately. 922 DPS with the pulse lasers and then a little bit extra, so we go over 1k with the drones. But it's nothing amazing we've got going on here, unfortunately. So we just warp straight in here and we'll check out which systems or which structures can we align to. Let's do for glory. Let's go to this one here. For glory here. And then we can just try taking out anything that is really far away. So that the bit is enforced that these guys are the furthest away. And then we can also deploy our drones as well. Let's see now, where is that for death? This one over here. There we go. And take out some of these ones here. You know, something I wanted to do with the Bane was just take it to one of these havens and exterminate one of them. I think that it would be possible, or even a forlorn hub, because I've seen a video by Javak, who's a part of the Brave Collective. He made a video on using a revelation for ratting, and he was able to clear the forlorn hubs, I believe it was, in one siege cycle. So I think a Bane should be able to do it, since they have pretty potent amounts of DPS. So I think that could be cool, but I just worry that, you know, what if we get caught within that 5 minutes of siege cycle? Obviously 5 minutes is not a whole long time, but still, just we'll get a bit worried about that. Okay, let's see. This guy is annoying. He's keeping a sweet range. Should be able to shoot with the Scorch here, 500 DPS. So we can also keep an eye on the D-scan, what is close here. Doesn't seem like we've got anyone in the system right now. Just to be honest, we could actually just chill maybe a little bit here, and then as soon as we see someone in the system, maybe we could then align. But maybe it could be good to always be aligned at all times, just in case someone is to erect you. What we can do is then we can align to this one over here that is on the other side, so then now we don't get too far away from the NPCs. And that could be a good balance here. We go this way and then we go backwards, then we're going too far in the other direction of this haven here. So then we're always aligned to something. So let's see. All these seem to be all over the place here. Keep view and all that kind of stuff. I think we can go with Conflag here. Managed to buy quite a few of these modules for this Apocalypse from the C4C Citadel. There's a Citadel in the system C4C where they had a lot of modules. Very populated market, a lot more than the F-NMX system that I'm in right now. Okay, great. See if we can snipe some of these frigates here. That would be quite cool to be able to snipe them straight away. Tracking speed. Tracking speed. So we'll go back here. Then we can just go back and forward, you know, so that we're always aligned at all times. At least then we get some 400 grazing shots. Pretty nice to see. Great, the frigates were taken care of pretty quickly actually. I like to see that. With the range scripts on now. Should keep an eye on the overview, and we can remove the wrecks from the overview because that's going to cause lots of problems in terms of seeing the relevant enemies. We seem to tank really well. Really well actually. I got the kinetic resistance here. Seems really overkill. Yeah, 92% kinetic resist, so hardly anything is coming through. We can do just like one armor per cycle and that should be enough. We come up, this is warp 1, and then we can mark the for death here as warp 2, so then we can have it a bit easier to go to. So we just keep going back and forward, so that we are somewhat safe. So now we're going to warp 1, we're going to align to warp 1. Tanking is no problem whatsoever. Like, look at that. No damage is being taken at all because of us got these really good we've got these really good kinetic resists here. Could be an idea with, say, something like a torpedo rattlesnake actually, to do strategy like this, because then you could be aligned at all times, though it would be a lot safer to go with a cruise missile style. A lot safer actually. Oh, I think we might have lost a drone there. So then if something comes in, I just warp, and then that's it. We're out. And if someone, then we just warp to the other way if anything happens there. So we can just have this. We can even have this like ready on standby. So then if anything happens, then just boom, we're there. Click there. Then we can just sit here, chill, keeping an eye, a really eagle hawk eye, on our overview. I can't remember which pith or Garistas type rats are the ones that keep range and brawl, because it could be an idea to keep an eye on the ones that keep range. The ones that keep range can be a little bit annoying, where they make it so that you get out of their range and you're doing less DPS. But we're just going to have to try to do our best. It seems like at least Massacre wants to keep his range, so we'll try to go for the Massacres. So the great thing here is that we're getting a lot bigger ticks than we usually would, since we've got the bounty risk modifier going on. I think it will be very similar to what the Manticore's got, since we've got similar DPS. The only thing is we might be able to do a little bit better. Go to warp 2 now against the small stuff, because the small stuff is going to perhaps be a little bit easier. It felt quicker. There we go, take out the small stuff. There we go, great. Take him out. Good. Now for this one. Oh, easy. And then this one. Laser beam accuracy. You can maybe recall those drones, they seem to be taking a bigger beating. So it's Massacre we want to take out here. And I think a Serpa maybe wants to get close. I'm not sure. Let's see here. This Massacre wants to stay close. It's the Serpa seems to be keeping his range. Maybe they like to keep the orbit at certain ranges, all of them. They're not any strict AI types for them. So we can hit warp 2 and then have this ready. So then you've always got that safety button at all times. Which is trying to keep the biggest range. This one actually is trying to keep a range here. Align to warp 1 maybe. This is where it would be unfortunate if someone were to warp in now, just when we're aligning. But all it is just click and then we're off. So that feels pretty good. The thing that would be very tragic, I think, is maybe if someone warped in, cloaked, and then did a bubble. But I don't think if there's anything that's able to do bubbles that can co-opt cloaks. That means that if they were cloaking, they would have to already be here, or they would have to... they would not be able to, because they would have to warp in, uncloaked, and then cloaked. So that's the thing I worry about, because in wormhole sites, I have encountered that scrubs hide the data and relic sites, and then they just uncloak and do the bubble, so then you can't get out of there, and there's really nothing you could do because they just instantly warp disrupts you. Pretty lame, but I don't think the same thing could happen here, unless I'm mistaken somehow. You can warp to this one here, and our armor repair is not fully sustainable in terms of the cap management, but we can keep using it for quite a long time. Might want to actually get a little bit closer to the center here. Is there anything that is over here? There's something over there. A Friday night one is sort of a location that might be able to just keep a little bit closer here. Is there anything in the system? Nah, there's nothing in the system, so it's alright. And we can just get ready on switching the scripts to the tracking speed ones for the next wave, because that's when we're going to want to have those tracking speed to be able to take out the small frigates. Okay, deactivate these, lock up all these guys. Align to warp 1 maybe. Now we can have the drones ready. Seem to already be taking quite a bit of damage, these guys. Unfortunate that my Hornets take quite a bit of damage. Oh, they're taking a lot of damage. Recall them. Oh, that big volley, that was great. The Apocalypse is not really optimal for the Garistas as well because of the damage type we're doing. It's less optimal with the thermal and the EM. Align to warp 2 now. Let's go for this usurper here. He seems to be further away than the massacres. Okay, there's a couple of people, neutral people in the system. Now I have to be a little bit careful. Have that warp out ready. I can't believe that I would be able to potentially clear one full anomaly in one siege cycle. That's so cool with the Bane. Get some really good hits on these cruisers, I must say. This, in this regard, is much better than the Manticore. A Rattlesnake would be really cool, actually. Only problem with the Rattlesnake is so much more expensive. Oh, I can't show anything now. Oh, 12 million tick. And then we'll get some extra then after that as well from the ESS. Pretty cool. We get 25 million. Okay, it's not that much now. It's only 5 million ISK now, but it's still something. Still something, better than nothing. We'll warp here to this warp out. As if we were to warp out straight away. So, we did some ratting here in Nullsec in the Apocalypse. It can be a bit more because it's not even been 20 minutes in this total video and we weren't ratting the whole time, so definitely it could be a little bit more. I'd say maybe 13, 14 million ISK properly. If we were to do this like the full length of the tick cycles. And that would be like almost 30 million ISK an hour, or not an hour, but like 30 million ISK per tick. So it's alright. It's alright. It felt pretty good against the small stuff. Against the big stuff, maybe not as good because of how the Apocalypse has not got that good damage type, but it didn't feel too unsafe being able to just align out. Not that anyone has warped into me. It would make me feel a lot more confident if someone, like I say, they warped into me and I was able to warp out in time. But I would like to test this out actually with the Rattlesnake. This strategy of like just aligning out all the time, I think that would be pretty cool. Let me know if you think this could work in the comments down below. I'm very curious to know. If you guys enjoyed the video, hope you learned something new. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.